Senator Cain, candidate for Maine's 2nd Congressional District.
Thank you so much. It is so much fun to be here today with you at Scarborough High School. What a great crowd! I have to take a personal moment and introduce you all to my mom, Jane, one of our sign language interpreters today. So, the last time I saw Hillary Clinton was in 2008. You might remember that was kind of a big year for her. She was running then for something pretty big, and I got to meet her at a rally just like this one in Orono. And that's why I couldn't miss today, because Hillary is an inspiration to me as a leader, as a mother, as a grandmother, and as the woman who has put millions of cracks in the glass ceiling facing women all over the world. Today is really exciting because today you just heard from Shenna, running to be our future first Democratic woman U.S. Senator from Maine. I'm excited to be here to stand in front of you as the first Democratic woman who could be the 2nd District Member of Congress from Maine. First Congressional District. You're going to hear from our dear friend and future Governor, Michaud. And then you're going to hear from Hillary Clinton. And I'm just going to say that Hillary, she's the future. Well, let's just say I'm ready for Hillary. And with only 11 days left in this election, I traveled down here from Maine's 2nd District to help remind you that there is so much at stake on November 4th. And that there are real choices to be made up and down the ballot. Mainers across our state and our district get up every day and do the hard work that's needed to support their families, their businesses, and their communities. You, the people of Maine, deserve representatives in Washington, D.C. who are willing to work just as hard as you do to make the tough decisions that will help us all move forward. And that's why I'm running for Congress in the 2nd Congressional District, because of those main values that we all share. But you know, right now, what we have in Congress is divided. It's a divided Congress who too often are standing on opposite sides of the room. Two parties that won't even come to the table. And we need leaders. Leaders who can bring people together and who bring the voice of Mainers to the table and who stay there to get the job done. And I know that the problems facing our state and our country are too big to be solved on just one party platform. I know that the issues we confront can't be resolved with only one side at the table. And that's what I've always known, as I've worked for the past 10 years serving in our state legislature in Augusta. That's why I stayed at the table, to help balance difficult budgets and protect our middle class and our seniors. And it's why I worked across the aisle as the House Democratic Minority Leader to help grow small businesses, lower energy costs, and pass laws that help break the cycle of domestic violence here in Maine. your member of Congress from Maine's 2nd District, because the problems facing us today can only be resolved by leaders who are willing to sit down at the table and, without compromising their core values, work out agreements that move us all forward. So, my dear friends, there is a real choice in the 2nd Congressional District race. And with Mike Michaud about to enter the governor's office, there's a great big pair of New Balance sneakers waiting to be built. And this is a choice between sending someone to Washington who has a track record of working with everyone, Democrats, Republicans, and independents, to move Maine forward and do the right thing for Maine's middle-class families, or someone who puts ideology before working with others and refuses to come to the table. It's a choice between someone who has always stood up for a woman's right to make her own healthcare decisions, period, or someone who thinks politicians and bosses should make those decisions. It's a choice between someone who believes that no one who works full-time should live in poverty, and that men and women should be paid the same for doing the same work. Or someone who is perfectly happy with us living in the past. And I have to tell you, I am so excited about being here today. So excited to stand in front of this audience as all of us here together, from inspirational and passionate voices for Maine women, for women across our country and across the world, and for families everywhere who are working hard to do the right things every single day. Hillary Clinton is here because she knows what's at stake. Mike Michaud knows what's at stake. Shenna, Chellie, and I, we know what's at stake on November 4th, and I know that you know what's at stake. So let's make sure we make every day count in these next